Hi, everyone. I'm Debbie Belaus with Feel Good Qigong, and Feel Good Qigong is energy medicine for vibrant aging. I talk a lot about its energy-based practice, and Qigong means energy cultivation. So I also teach seasonally, and each season has a message on how to contemplate the message and also how we use it in our everyday life and how we work with these principles. So what does that mean? Well, we have 5 elements that make up everything in the planet. The 5 elements make up everything who we are as well, which is the element of wood, the element of fire, the element of earth, the element of metal or air, and the element of water. And each season has a certain element that we focus on, and that's where we get the message of kind of how to live in this world, how to live with nature. Living with nature helps. It's kind of, understanding the principles of nature and how they apply to us as well. And understanding that helps us to have the wind behind our sail. It helps propel us to live a more natural life, to self-care naturally. And that's what Feel Good Qigong is about. It's about feeling good with our living as human beings on this earth, Mother Nature, earth, and living between earth and living between sky above you, above us. We are human beings that live between these two areas, between earth and between sky. And again, it's a big subject, but I want to break it down to this season that we're in. We're in the early summer. It's the summer solstice. So summer is starting tomorrow, which is another season, another element that we work on. But I want to come into the element of fire, which is the season of early summer. And fire, if you think about fire, fire goes up. Water finds its lowest point. So when we're in this element of fire, we need the fire for this time of year because things are just more active. Things are heating up. And there's also for this season, there's a lot of activity of higher degrees of temperature right now all over the world. So we really want to be careful with fire because too much fire, especially in our body, could create a lot of agitation. And the organ that it's most affected, and each season element also affects a certain organ in our body. The organ that is most affected this time of year is our heart. So when you think about the heart, if it has too much heat, too much fire, can create a lot of ailments such as, heart attack, a stroke, hypertension. And again, when I mentioned that fire typically, goes up, water goes down, we want to be careful with that inner thermostat that we don't have too much heat in our upper body and that we don't have too much water fluids in the lower body. Because when you think about that, that's not for a very stable body. If you have too much fluid in the lower body, it makes you very wobbly, doesn't make you feel grounded. And what happens in the summer months in the heat, we tend to have a lot of fluid built up in the legs. And that means that's an indication that you definitely need to look at that and start circulating the body and regulating that inner thermostat by getting that water-like element up and to keep the heat out of the upper body. So again, if you're not stable in the lower body from too much fluid, the upper body's got too much heat, it's very unstable. Too much heat in the upper body is very unstable. So how do we counteract that? Well, we counteract that through different breathing techniques. I mean, there's so many different ways, and also through different movements. But 2 things I want to talk about today is a cooling breath that you can easily grab a hold of when you're feeling too overheated. And overheatedness, when you're overheated, you get dizzy, you get dry, you get dehydrated. We want to start to cool off the body when that's happening. Now, there's many different ways of doing that, but the cooling breath is kind of a reverse breath. So we typically, normally we inhale through the nose, exhale out through the nose. This particular breath is you're going to breathe in through the mouth and you suck in like you're sipping a straw in, and then you exhale out through the nose. So let's give this a try with me. So as you inhale, suck it in, hold, and then exhale out through the nose. Make sure you close the mouth. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale out through the nose. And again, inhale through the mouth. Close the mouth. Exhale out through the nose. Let's do that again. Inhale through the mouth. Close the mouth. Exhale out through your nose. So that's a very quick way to bring that heat out of the upper body, especially, is that simple little cooling breath. The other thing we're going to do is regulate our inner thermostat, leading what's called the qi. So there's a lot of energy. If you rub your hands together briskly, and then rub your knuckles briskly, and then rub your nails briskly, and then you can feel probably some tingling between the palms of the hands. And this is called the qi hands. This is called holding the qi ball, the energy ball. And you want to use some visualization by taking this energy ball. And as you're inhaling, you're cooling, you're drawing up a cool blue light with the tongue to the roof of the mouth. And just do this with me, see how you feel afterwards. So you're lifting this qi ball up, taking the tongue to the roof of the mouth. And then as you exhale, you start to release the tongue from the roof of the mouth and start to take this heat out of the upper body and placing this energy down into the lower extremities. So again, this takes visualization. It also takes lifting the tongue to the roof of the mouth as you inhale, because you're drawing up the water. As you exhale, you release the tongue from the roof of the mouth, and you're doing this with the mouth closed. So that's the practice. It's sometimes difficult to do this with the mouth closed, but that's what you want. So again, we're taking this energy ball that you just created with your hands. You take this energy ball as you inhale, drawing up a cool blue light, water-like, tongue to the roof of the mouth. As you exhale, release the tongue from the roof of the mouth and start to draw this heat out of the upper body as you bring it down into your lower extremities where you need the heat. You need the heat in the digestive system and also in the legs. Again, taking this energy ball, as you lift this energy ball up, tongue to the roof of the mouth, imagine a cool blue light cooling off your brain, cooling off your face, cooling off your throat, and cooling off your heart as you release the tongue from the roof of the mouth and draw that heat down. So this is called leading the qi, leading the energy. As you inhale, drawing up tongue to the roof of the mouth, drawing up this cool blue water-like feeling, cooling off the upper brain, releasing the tongue from the roof of the mouth as you draw this heat out of the upper body, especially the heart, and bringing this heat down into the lower extremities. And then again, inhaling, tongue to the roof of the mouth, drawing up this blue-like water feeling, cooling off the upper body, and then release the tongue from the roof of the mouth, drawing the heat down into your lower extremities. And we're going to do this one more time. Inhaling this energy ball, this cool blue light, bringing it over the head, cooling down the upper body, tongue to the roof of the mouth. And then as you exhale, release the tongue from the roof of the mouth as you lead this energy ball down, the heat down into the lower extremities. One more time. Inhale, taking this qi ball, lifting it up, leading the qi, leading the coolness up from the lower extremities, bringing that cool blue light, cooling off your brain, cooling off your face, your eyes, your throat, and the heart. And then as you exhale, releasing the tongue from the roof of the mouth as you circulate this heat and bring it down into the lower extremities. So two things we were doing with the cooling breath, inhaling through the mouth, exhaling out through the nose. You're cooling off the body, then leading the qi, creating that qi ball. That very easy way to create a qi ball is through the hands typically. There's other ways of doing it, but this is the quickest way. Remember, we're looking for something that will work quickly. Taking that energy ball, this takes some time to understand this energy ball, this idea of energy, and then drawing this, you imagining a cool blue light coming up the back of your body and over the head, cooling it down, cooling the face, cooling the heart, especially as you draw the heat and bring that heat down into the lower extremities where you need it. So you're essentially what you're doing is you're regulating your inner thermostat to get that heat out of your upper body. Now, something else you can do if you're feeling palpitations, if you're feeling too much heaviness in the heart, and you're not sure if you're having like a heart attack or a stroke, A quick way, again, a really quick way, and this is going to sound maybe a little silly if you're not familiar with meridian points, but the heart meridian is located on the inside of the pinky finger. You could simply just bite down on that, and that might help prevent having any more, having a heat stroke or having too much heat in the upper body. That's another quick way of regulating that element of fire. So fire season, not just in our bodies, but also this is a big fire season in drought-stricken areas. Fire is wonderful to have this time of year because we need it to be able to enjoy all our longer days of the summer, more light during the day, more activities. You need that energy for this time of year, but too much of it, and with anything else, when there's too much of a good thing, it could also backfire and create too much heat in the upper body. So if your face is really red, if you have swollen feet, try to regulate that inner thermostat, get yourself cooled off. Also, another thing is put your wrist under cold water and also a cold compress on the neck and on the head. These are all little things that you can do quickly to get that heat out of the upper body. So I hope this helps. It's just a little tidbit of information where you can maybe start to understand what energy medicine is, what energy seasonal movement is. I have lots of videos for you to explore. Thank you for joining me in this short video, and hope to see you again soon. And if you like my video, subscribe to it. And I try to get something out at least once a week for some sort of little tidbit that you can use regularly. Thank you so much. Namaste.